you're just joining us for our second hour here, we're sure glad you're with us. Great first hour. So I know that you girls talked about this yesterday, obviously, because it was big news, the Michael Sam story.
Kiss scene around the world.
The kiss scene around the world, yeah. Now, Dale Hansen from WFAA, the ABC affiliate here in Dallas, is at it again. I absolutely love Dale Hansen. I've never met him, but I love his approach to this issue, to this gay issue, gay athlete issue. You'll remember he was the one that made it to Ellen because of the comments.
I think he's trying to get on Ellen again.
and he
or
might.
he's trying to stand up for something.
He very well might. But I think we have a little bit of the video of what he had to say about Michael Sam being chosen 249th in the draft. Take a listen.
Now, you'll never convince me there were 248 better college players and better NFL prospects in that draft. 248 better than the SEC's Defensive Player of the Year? There's just no way. I've worked with gay men in my station and in my department for more than 40 years now. And not one of those guys has ever hit on me, and I'm starting to get a little ticked off about it. Not now, but hey, in my day, I was a good-looking guy, and yet nobody tried.
So he has this way about him of just bringing it back to humor, which I really appreciate, and kind of making light of, you know, everybody needs to just relax, I think, on this. I wasn't here yesterday while you guys were talking about it, so I didn't know, you know, how you felt about this moment, which has really gotten a lot of attention. There's been an NFL player, can't remember the name, who texted horrible after he saw that on ESPN. There was a college player who texted something that was derogatory about seeing that kiss that Michael shared with his boyfriend in celebration, and they came down on those players who didn't have nice things to say, with fines and basically letting them know that, hey, that's
they were
not
fined? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
They were fined for expressing how they felt.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Well,
fined for
what
making.
happened
for
to
making,
America?
Well, here's the deal, Susie.
Because they are
as
part
racist
of an organization.
As the Clippers owner is coming off, people that are making tacky comments about this guy being a homosexual and kissing his boyfriend, those are just as racist.
Mm-hmm.
Those are just what?
Those comments are just as racist. Like making comments about that it's gross to see two men kiss on ESPN. We have to see men kiss on NBC and on ABC
why
and on HBO. What's the difference?
I want to know what you're thinking. Why are you shaking your head?
I'm shaking my head because people don't have the right to express the way they feel if it offends somebody else. I live in America. I still feel like I have the right of freedom of speech, and I don't have to be penalized for my own opinions, especially in my own house, that I have that right as an American.
But they're not in your own house if you're putting them on Twitter.
Wait a minute. I'm talking about in my house, as what's his name was in his house.
Michael Sam?
That's the other
the
guy.
Clippers
The Clippers guy was in his home when he was recorded
privately.
And now two people say that they don't like to see the kissing and they're fined. That's their right to say.
Was anybody fined when they said something bad about
Michael Sam was in his home as well. Michael Sam and his boyfriend were in their hotel.
And they
room,
took
their
a
home.
picture
They
and
invited
posted it all over.
ESPN to air it live.
Took a picture.
Well,
Right.
they knew ESPN.
Why are you allowed to kiss?
And why aren't I allowed to say it? I
Because
didn't
when you
like
make
it.
comments that say it offends you and you don't want to watch it, it kind of comes off as being racist towards
Oh my
homosexuals.
gosh,
I'm gonna
racist
tell
is
you
the
why.
new
This is the
word
problem.
of
This
the
is the
world.
problem.
Hello.
You can't say what you feel without being persecuted
can't.
if it doesn't go along
You
with
can if you don't say it on
mainstream.
TV
That's
or
right.
you don't say
If it
it on
doesn't
Twitter.
go along with mainstream, then
can't
you're going to be
say-
pegged.
You can't say what you want to say when you are part of an organization who has the right to tell you you're working on behalf of our organization. You're not allowed to say that. So
Because then they become a liability.
in the
Well, then, were this-
in the NCAA. They have rules about that. You can't speak out like
You
that.
can't
Also
say,
in the
"I don't
NFL,
like
you
it."
can't speak out like that.
Okay.
You can't speak
Oh,
out because you're
wait,
speaking out against the organization as a whole. You can't do that.
But you can say you can take a guy who prays on a football field and makes fun of him. You can do that.
I wonder
But
if
you
they were
can't-
fined for that.
I don't know.
I
But
don't know.
I
don't know, but I think
it is
that-
all one-sided.
Well,
it
this-
all has to do with social media, the whole thing. And I know
No, it
I
all has to
represent
do
a
with-
lot of people that are sick of it.
It all has to do with people frankly, being very sick of people who are being sick of hearing about it. I know that sounds
You know, we
convoluted,
started
but
this show off
Susie, I
with a
mean,
negative instead of opening the show with a positive.
No, we
have a
started
good
the
day.
show off. A lot of people would say it's positive, Susie. What I said at the top of the show about the Donald Sterling situation was, you know, what a jerk this guy is that he keeps opening his mouth and sticking his racist foot back in it. A lot of people think that's a positive thing. I said
it's
they were like,
positive.
"Yeah,
I think it's positive.
But he was also asked, why did it take so long to talk again? Remember? They were like, why are you waiting 2 weeks to finally speak?
Yeah.
Again.
But I think it's positive when, you know, you raised a comment yesterday that, like, your young boys are watching ESPN and that you might not think that that was all-American for them to watch.
I didn't. That's not what I meant, so don't take those words and put them in my mouth. I didn't say it's an American.
You said you didn't
what
like
did you
your
say?
sons watching that.
I was describing ESPN as a whole. I said they air sports and they promote sportsmanship and they promote all-American sports.
But that's what they were doing.
But when parents do not have a choice as to whether or not they want their children to see this, it's wrong.
But it's the same thing when you turn on Community and you turn on Parenthood.
I don't watch any of that.
Turn on,
don't watch it.
But I'm just saying, you can't. I think it's a positive when it's finally we've gotten to a place that a football player who probably would have been scorned for coming out as a black man and has probably dealt with plenty of racist issues now can come out and say, not only am I a proud black man, but I'm a proud black homosexual man, and I'm going to kiss my white boyfriend on ESPN. And that's a moment of celebration for something very exciting that happened to him because he worked his butt off, and now we're beating him up
Amy,
because
why are you
he
making,
kissed his
why are you
boyfriend.
making a face?
I don't call it a moment of
But
celebration.
we're not attacking people that are
Why
having
don't you
sex
call
out of
that?
Here's
wedlock
the thing,
or
Courtney,
cheating
Courtney,
on their wives.
Hold on. Why aren't you calling that a moment of celebration? You didn't feel like that was a moment of celebration?
No, because
He got
here's
signed
the
to
thing.
the NFL. That's
Here's the
exciting.
thing. It's being pushed in faces.
Had he been kissing his wife, would it have bothered
I would have
you?
said, get a room. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see cake on your face
So you
kissing
don't want to
each
see
other.
couples make out on Nicholas Sparks movies?
No.
Like you don't want to go
No.
to see a romantic comedy and see people kiss? Like
And where are the cameras when that's happening?
Is that
Normally the
truthful,
NFL players were
ladies?
kissing their moms.
Are we
and-
being completely truthful when you say that it wouldn't that it would have bothered you just as much had he been kissing his wife
we
as
would
it
not
did
be
when he
talking
was
about
kissing
this if
his
someone
boyfriend?
had kissed their wife
Here's the thing,
when they
Lisa.
got signed to the
Here's the
NFL. We
thing.
would not be talking about
Here's
that.
the thing, my turn. Here's the thing. ESPN would not have aired any of it had he been kissing his wife.
Oh,
That's
there
right.
have been plenty of celebratory moments shown on ESPN at the end of football games when they go and embrace their wife after they win the Super Bowl. There have been plenty of moments shown. So I just want to make sure that we're all being honest.
Can we agree that this was an opportunity to make news?
No, I think we can agree that
Yes,
we're
it
making a
was.
mountain out of a molehill when
We
it's just
can
somebody
agree
that's
that this was
celebrating.
an opportunity to make news.
I agree
Well,
with that.
Period.
But I don't think I
He
think
has
you're
every
wrong in
right
saying
to
that
do
if he
whatever
kissed
he
his
wants.
wife, it
That's
would
not
have
my.
bothered
That's
you.
not
That
my
wouldn't
issue.
have bothered you.
He has every right to do what he wants. That is not my issue. I just don't want it in my face.
Well, then maybe you don't need to see romantic comedies where people kiss
We're
on
not talking
television.
about movies, and we're not
No, I'm
talking
just
about
saying, you don't
television.
want people kissing like people kiss
Why-
all the time.
I
Like,
didn't
why is
say
that
that,
so
Sonny.
awkward?
Don't put words in my
Why
mouth.
does she not have the right to say what she means without being slam
saying, why is
basted
that
about
so
it?
uncomfortable?
but
No,
she's just,
it's an
she's
argument.
Just asking.
Why can't
saying,
we
why
just
doesn't we
accept
just go
that
to
she
Midland?
feels that way and leave it alone?
Well, I don't think that there's any argument
Okay.
about
done.
that. Okay, and you're going to leave.
No, I'm going to go to Midland.
Okay. Well, I guess next coming up, what's coming up next? Do you know, Miss
I
Lisa?
hope it's something fun and motivating and inspiring and uplifting.
You know, I hope it's something that gets y'all talking because that's what the show is about. Okay, Dawn is going to be here. She's going to show off some of the great auction items that you can see this coming Saturday at the Silver Dollar at the Ranch Benefit. It's a good one. Stick around to see what you could get your hands on. That's next.